In a move set to reshape European security, Sweden and Ukraine have advanced a landmark agreement for the Saab JS-39 Gripen E fighter jet. A letter of intent, signed on October 22, 2025, outlines a prospective order for over 100 aircraft, with some reports suggesting the final number could reach 150. This deal represents Sweden's largest ever military aircraft transaction, carrying an estimated value of between $12 billion and $15 billion. It signals a profound commitment from Stockholm to bolster Ukraine's long-term defense capabilities as its war continues. The scale of the agreement is immense, promising to significantly enhance Kyiv's air power for years to come. The strategic implications of this deal are vast, not just for the immediate conflict, but for the future of Ukraine's armed forces. The country aims to build a modern combat fleet of around 250 aircraft, integrating Western platforms like the Gripen alongside F-16s and French Rafales. This multi-pronged approach is designed to replace its aging Soviet-era fleet and establish air superiority. The Gripen E, a highly advanced multi-role fighter, would form the backbone of this new air force. Deliveries could begin in as little as 3 years, providing a tangible and powerful upgrade to Ukraine's aerial defense and strike capabilities in the medium term. To fulfill such an enormous order, Swedish manufacturer Saab must dramatically scale its operations. The company has publicly stated that it will need to double its current production capacity to meet the timeline required by Ukraine. This has opened the door to an unprecedented international expansion. While building a new facility in Ukraine itself is one possibility, Saab is also exploring other European locations. However, its most ambitious plan involves establishing a major industrial footprint in North America for the first time, a move that could have significant ripple effects across the global aerospace industry and forge new economic partnerships. This ambitious production plan has brought Canada into the spotlight as a potential key partner. Saab is actively pursuing discussions to establish a new Gripen E assembly line within Canadian borders. This potential partnership aligns perfectly with the Strategic Aerospace and Defense Agreement launched by Canada and Sweden in August 2025, which aimed to deepen industrial collaboration. For Ukraine, this means a more secure and diversified supply chain for its future fighter fleet, insulated from the immediate risks of the conflict zone. For Sweden, it represents a strategic expansion into a stable and technologically advanced market, ensuring it can meet its historic commitment. The Saab Gripen E is not just another fighter jet. It is uniquely suited for the harsh realities of Ukraine's current operational environment. Ukrainian pilots have praised the aircraft for its ruggedness and ease of maintenance, which are critical attributes for a military operating under constant threat. Unlike more complex and sensitive aircraft, the Gripen is designed to operate from dispersed, makeshift airfields and even sections of highway. This resilience minimizes its vulnerability to Russian strikes on major air bases. Its rapid turnaround time, the ability to be refueled, rearmed, and sent back into the air quickly, is a massive tactical advantage, maximizing sortie rates and maintaining persistent pressure on enemy forces. Renowned Ukrainian MiG-29 pilot Vadim Voroshilov, known by his call sign Karaya, has highlighted the Gripen's specific advantages. He emphasized its low operating costs and compatibility with a wide array of Western-supplied weapons, which simplifies logistics and training for Ukrainian forces, already adapting to multiple new systems. The jet's sophisticated electronic warfare suite and advanced radar provide a crucial edge against modern Russian air defenses and aircraft. This combination of durability, cost-effectiveness, and cutting-edge technology makes the Gripen an ideal platform to sustain a high-tempo, long-term conflict, providing a sustainable and effective solution for Ukraine's Air Force. Financing a deal of this magnitude is a significant challenge for a nation at war, but a multifaceted strategy is taking shape. Sweden is leading the effort, exploring the use of its own export credits to underwrite a portion of the cost. More significantly, Stockholm is championing the use of frozen Russian assets to fund Ukraine's reconstruction and defense. Sweden is actively lobbying its European Union partners to redirect a portion of the estimated 200 billion euros in seized Russian central bank assets toward paying for the jets. This approach would not only secure the aircraft for Ukraine, but also make Russia indirectly pay for the defense against its own aggression. Further funding avenues are also being explored to ensure the deal's viability. Sweden has already committed substantial funds to its own Ukraine aid framework, with 40 billion crowns, about $3.6 billion, earmarked for 2026 and another 40 billion for 2027, some of which could be allocated to the Gripen purchase. Additionally, support is expected from the Coalition of the Willing, a group of 16 European nations dedicated to providing Ukraine with military and financial assistance. This collaborative financial model underscores the broad international support for Ukraine's defense and the collective will to see its military modernized and strengthened for the future. Saab's proposal to establish a Gripen E assembly line in Canada marks a pivotal moment for the nation's aerospace sector. The Swedish defense giant is in advanced discussions with Canadian industrial powerhouse Bombardier to form a joint venture. This partnership could see a new fighter jet factory built at one of Bombardier's existing sites in Toronto or Dorval, or at an entirely new purpose-built facility. Such a development would make Canada a central hub for advanced fighter jet production in North America, a role it has not held for decades. The collaboration would build on an existing relationship, as Saab already uses Bombardier's Global 6500 airframe for its GlobalEye airborne early warning and control aircraft. The economic benefits for Canada would be substantial and immediate. Canadian Industry Minister Melanie Joly confirmed the government's discussions with Saab at the Canadian Aerospace Summit on October 29, 2025, expressing strong support for the potential foreign direct investment. A Canadian assembly line would create thousands of high-skilled, well-paying aerospace jobs, from engineering and manufacturing to maintenance and logistics. It would also trigger significant technology transfer, embedding cutting-edge Swedish aerospace expertise within Canadian industry. This infusion of knowledge and capital would ripple throughout the domestic supply chain, benefiting smaller Canadian companies and boosting innovation across the sector. This potential deal comes at a critical juncture for Canada's own defense procurement. In early 2025, Prime Minister Mark Carney's government launched a review of its 2022 decision to purchase 88 F-35A jets from American manufacturer Lockheed Martin. The review was prompted by concerns over escalating costs and what some critics argue are limited industrial returns for Canadian companies. The Saab Bombardier proposal presents a compelling alternative, or at least a supplement, that promises direct, tangible, and long-term industrial benefits. It offers Canada a path to greater sovereignty in its defense manufacturing capabilities, reducing its reliance on a single foreign supplier. The prospect of a mixed fleet, combining the F-35 with the Gripen E, is now being seriously considered by Canadian officials. Such a strategy could balance the high-end capabilities of the F-35 with the lower operating costs and significant industrial rewards of the Gripen. However, this path is not without its challenges. The United States, a key ally and defense partner, has expressed reservations. US Ambassador Pete Hoekstra warned that operating a mixed fleet would be extremely costly and could create interoperability issues. Washington has also cautioned of serious consequences should Canada alter its F-35 commitment, setting the stage for delicate diplomatic negotiations. The Gripen deal places Canada at a strategic crossroads, forcing it to weigh its industrial ambitions against its long-standing defense relationship with the United States. A decision to embrace the Saab partnership and potentially scale back its F-35 order would be a bold assertion of Canadian economic and defense sovereignty. It would signal a desire to diversify its military partnerships and build a more resilient domestic industrial base. The US administration's warnings of serious consequences cannot be taken lightly, as they could impact everything from intelligence sharing to continental defense cooperation under NORAD. The Canadian government must navigate these diplomatic waters with extreme care. However, the potential rewards of a closer Canada-Sweden partnership are immense. The collaboration on the Gripen E would be the cornerstone of the strategic aerospace and defense partnership launched by the two countries in August 2025. It would transform the relationship from one of friendly allies to deeply integrated industrial partners. Simon Carroll, president of Saab Canada, has stated the company's ambition is to expand its Canadian operations and localize more assembly work in the country. This vision extends beyond a single contract, suggesting a long-term commitment that could position Canada as a key player in the global defense market for decades to come. Ultimately, this complex web of agreements has the power to reshape the geopolitical landscape for all three nations. For Ukraine, securing a fleet of Gripen fighters is a matter of national survival and future security, providing it with the tools to defend its sovereignty. The deal represents a lifeline that will define its military capability for a generation. The innovative financing mechanisms being explored, particularly the use of frozen Russian assets, could set a powerful precedent for international justice and accountability. It is a testament to the global coalition determined to ensure Ukraine not only survives, but emerges from the conflict stronger and better equipped. For Canada, the decision ahead is about more than just which fighter jet to fly. It is about defining its role in the 21st century. By embracing the Gripen project, Canada could secure thousands of jobs, foster technological innovation, and strengthen its industrial base. It would also forge a powerful new alliance with Sweden, a fellow middle power committed to a rules-based international order. While balancing its relationship with the United States will be a delicate act, the opportunity to help secure Ukraine's future while simultaneously building its own could prove too compelling to ignore. The Gripen deal may be the catalyst that redefines Canada's defense and economic future.